is up, YouTube, and welcome back to Tactical Newbie, the channel where a newbie like me gets into all things tactical. With the funny movie introductions out of the way, per usual, let's get right into today's video. So today's video is going to be the fan-anticipated, long-awaited, low-budget loadout. So today's low-budget loadout segment is going to be for the TACTICON Armament Vest Elite. And corresponding with that is the TACTICON Armament Battle Pack Elite. It's kind of like a 1-2 punch from the plate carrier to the battle pack. It is basically extremely similar to the Agilite K19 plate carrier, almost one-for-one direct like clone of the K19. So one thing you're going to notice with the breakdown of the low budget loadout is me almost comparing the vast similarities between the two. I will admit that down the line, if I do happen to get my hands on a Agilite K19 plate carrier, I would love to do a kind of a price point comparison between high-end and I guess more affordable versions of that plate carrier. So basically just kind of see a comparison of, you know, basically the Agilite versus the Tacticon. See the similarities, see the differences, focus on the price points, and kind of go from there. But with all that rambling out of the way, today's video is going to specifically showcase the TACTICON Armament plate carrier and everything that I got attached to it. You're going to get price points for everything across the board. And I did have a little attachment that I do have on the side, signed cummerbund, that the actual item did come in later after I already filmed the tactical haul. So basically what you're going to see is a little segment too with the actual item itself being installed on the plate carrier, and then price point added for that as well. So it's a little bit of a low budget loadout with a little bit of sprinkle of a budget build for just that final item that I put on the cummerbund. But yeah, all things said and done, let's get right into the video, and of course I will see you guys on the other side. Alrighty guys, and away we go. This is the TACTICON Armament Vest Elite. Retail price $114.95. Basically, as we pan out and take a full look of the plate carrier, we can tell that it's almost a one-for-one clone or knockoff of the Agilite K19 plate carrier, which usually has a going retail price of $289 just for the plate carrier itself. Moving along to the drop pouch elite, retail price $21.95. This essentially is also made by TACTICON Armament. It is a good, decent quality drop pouch. Has zippers at the top of the pouch that allow you to open up the front face of the drop pouch in itself for basically full access of anything you needed, or essentially to drop out the items that you did need onto the ground and grab what you do need depending on what's in there. Does have two Velcro straps on the interior that you can obviously move around to anything else Velcro. Looks like basically one strap holds mags, the other one holds shells. The drop pouch also does have a front face zipper for smaller items, and down at the bottom it does have a elastic tourniquet holder. But all in all, the drop pouch is of a great quality, and I am quite impressed. Alrighty, moving along to the off-brand dope flap pouch, retail price $39.99. Don't lead me to have to try to pronounce the store that I got this from. You can see it obviously in the details to the left, but basically it's a one-for-one direct knockoff or replica of the Faro Concepts dope flap pouch. Going retail price for that generally $85, but all in all, the off-brand version of this dope flap is actually of a decent quality. I was actually quite impressed with the stitching and the material used for the flap in itself. Has 3 slots in the front for 5.56 magazines, as well as a zipper in the back for goodies, anything that you want to put in there, candy, additional mags, anything basically across the board, maps, you name it. But it does have the 2 G-style hooks that allow you to hook into the front of the plate carrier system, and all in all, I was quite impressed with the quality. Alright, similar to the K19 from Agilite, does have a top zipper just for smaller goodies and items that you can slip up there at the top, as well as it does have the quick release buckles on the top shoulder straps, and at the bottom cummerbund, obviously for either quick entry or exit of the plate carrier whenever needed. But like I said, all in all, I am quite impressed with not only the buckles but with the quality of the plate carrier in general.
Hey, where are you going?
I'll be back. Ha! You did not gonna say that, did you?
That's what you always say.
I do.
Everybody keeps waiting for you to work it in. It's kind of like your calling card.
Alrighty, and as I twist the plate carrier over to the back side, just kind of giving a brief showcase of the side cummerbund configuration and kind of what that looks like all in all. Now taking a look at the TACTICON Armament Battle Pack Elite, retail price $64.95. All in all, it is a good, sturdy backpack. Similar to the plate carrier, the TACTICON Battle Pack is essentially a one-for-one knockoff of the Agilite AMP3 Assault Pack. Retail price for that pack, the Agilite one, is like $150, all things considered. So you're basically saving quite a bit of money from $64.95 or $65 to $150. The interior of the backpack has a bunch of space for a bunch of different items, small or big. It has Velcro on the back interior, basically of the front, front of the pack. On the inseam of it does have Velcro on the back end of the pack as well. It does come with a couple amenities on the pack as well, but it has a lot of zip-up pockets, so basically you have the availability to fit a multitude of different items, both large and big, into the pack. The pack assembly basically assembles to the plate carrier with a bunch of buckles, and then with two interlapping straps or interlooping straps on the top of the shoulder. Down at the bottom half of the actual battle pack, you have essentially it's like a flap for larger items, like a battle helmet, or like some bigger items that you're not going to necessarily be able to fit inside the backpack. You can essentially just strap them with the G-style hooks up to the top of the battle pack in itself, and it kind of helps restrain or hold some of the items that might not necessarily be able to fit in the pack itself, like I stated, like a helmet with nods or anything like that might attach to it. But yeah, all in all, the pack is of a very, very good and decent quality. All in all, I gotta say that I'm a big fan of this plate carrier, and I'm just pleasantly surprised with just how similar it is to the Agilite K19, and all things considered, yeah, I'm very impressed with the plate carrier.
Sometimes in life, if you want to do something good, you gotta do something bad.
Yeah, but this is breaking and entering.
This is politics.
Okay, so this is kind of where I made mention at the beginning or in the introduction of the video that this is kind of a little bit of the budget build part of this specific video. I know that generally I usually do budget builds in entirety, separate from the low budget loadout, but this specific item, which is the OBEMISK dump pouch, retail price $15.99. Of course, got it from Amazon. It came in actually later after I already filmed both the tactical haul and the budget build, so didn't really have any real time to integrate it other than into this video. So figured I might just add it into the video in entirety, show you how I put it on and how it looks installed on the plate carrier, since it is going to essentially be incorporated as the entire, or incorporated for the entire loadout of the plate carrier. So yeah, you can join me installing this thing, and I'll touch back in a little bit later. All right, one of the bigger selling points for this specific dump pouch was the fact of how it kind of looked with this style of cummerbund that is offered with kind of the strap cummerbund. I did like the fact that it does have a kind of a zip-up face that does have MOLLE on the side. You unzip the zipper of the face and obviously open it up fully, and in turn, that's where you have the dump pouch. It does have a nice little front face, a zipper pocket as well. All in all, I just thought it just suited very, very well with this specific style of cummerbund for the plate carrier, so I figured it was a must-buy just to be able to have some additional space on the side cummerbund to add any additional items down the line. But all in all, was a great addition for the plate carrier. Retail price for the entire loadout is at $257.83.
Surprise! Get that cone out of my face!
And here we go, per usual, the standardized fit check of the plate carrier and myself, which just follows in suit with all the low budget load up videos. All things considered, I was quite impressed with the fit and form of how the plate carrier kind of fit on my frame. It felt very, very comfortable. It's probably one of the most comfortable plate carriers that I have so far. The padding was very, very thick and didn't really have any type of feeling of hampering on my shoulders or around my waist with the specific style of cummerbund that they offer with the strap style. Just kind of showcasing just kind of the access points for like the drop pouch elite on the front of the plate carrier, and just kind of show how everything is kind of fit and conformed for easy access. Down the line on the review, of course, I will integrate more items to it, so that way you can kind of see the entry and withdrawal of like magazines or anything like that, as well as I'll start to kind of pad out the loadout a little bit more to actually carry more of the essential items that I will be using day to day and whenever needed. But all in all, like I said, I'm just generally just a huge fan of this plate carrier. I do like I said, the similarities to the Agilite K19, and I would be very, very curious to see how similar the two actually compare between the Agilite K19 and, of course, the TACTICON Armament Vest Elite, because if they're basically almost one and the same, and you're actually saving a boatload more money for the TACTICON version, I just don't see why people wouldn't go for the TACTICON version, but that's just my personal assessment, just based on cost alone. Kind of showing off here the drop pouch as well. Just figure out add that in there real quick. Like I said, it's just a nice little accessory to this specific style of cummerbund. The strap style doesn't really offer much face value for you to put much on the cummerbund itself. So this does kind of offer kind of a little bit more play to add additional items on the side whenever needed. Now, something just for me to just kind of further elaborate and touch on as it pertains to price. Keep in mind, this entire loadout in entirety that I'm showcasing has a total retail price of $257.83. Now, to take that in comparison, if you were to just buy the Agilite K19 plate carrier and then the assault pack, but just those two items separately, that retail price for those two items, not even including tax, would be $439. So essentially, for this entire loadout that I'm showcasing, you're getting for half the retail price of what you would just buy for the Agilite K19 plate carrier and the assault pack alone. Now, like I said, the biggest question is of course in quality. That would be kind of an assessment that I would have to look at down the line once I finally have the ability to compare the Agilite K19 to the TACTICON Armament Vest Elite. But like I said, if I actually get to that point and do compare the two products in entirety, and I notice that there really isn't that much of a big difference between the two products, I can't see why people wouldn't want to go and purchase the TACTICON instead of the Agilite.
Such an unusual name, Latrine. How did your family come by it?
We changed it in the 9th century.
You mean you changed it to Latrine?
Yeah, used to be shithouse.
It's a good change. It's a good change.
Alrighty guys, I hope you liked the video. Of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of today's video. Let me know what you think overall of the TACTICON Armament Elite Vest and Battle Pack. Like I said previously, and like I said throughout the video, I am a huge fan of the plate carrier in general. Has hardcore Agilite K19 vibes with less of the price. The entire look within itself is almost a one-for-one knockoff or one-for-one clone of the Agilite K19. I mean, it's almost, in my comparison, even though I've never gotten my hands on the K19 yet, just based on the specs and the pictures, it almost looks unrecognizably similar between the two. Yeah, with all that said and done, it's huge fan of TACTICON. I am, again, as I mentioned before, in no way sponsored by TACTICON at all. Just a huge fan of the product, a huge fan of the podcast that I do watch on YouTube. But aside from that, there is no way sponsorship or anything coming my way for that. But yeah, with all the senseless rambling out of the way, of course, yeah, I will see you guys next week.